Good morning and welcome back to the Red Mic. Thanks for being here. Happy Tuesday. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message. It's about trust. It's developing trust. It's building it, it's protecting it. Um, Trust in any organization, any relationship, it's vital. It doesn't happen overnight, but once trust is established, you then have to keep doing the things that led to building that trust to begin with. You got to protect it, it's fragile. Once you lose trust in an individual, in a team, in an organization, whatever it is, it's it's almost impossible to get it back. Um, so let's jump in and look at some of the components of trust. And again, without trust, collaboration and true partnership, true teamwork is it's just going to be lip service. So, part of trusting people on your team, in your leadership, you've got to believe that they are competent, they're capable. Um, on a football team, everybody's got a job, for example. I've mentioned before, I played center in the single wing. My head was always down. I had my first and most important job was making that block or making that snap. And in the offense, in the single wing offense, it's all about precision, right? You've got two guys behind you, the one back, the two back, and there are as many as 15 different places that you can snap that ball. Um, on each knee, that's four. In between them, that's five. Outside edge of each one of them, that's seven. Uh, each shoulder, that's 11. uh, Shoulder level up high, that's 13. I mean, you see where I'm going with all this, right? If my teammates on the line didn't trust me to make the snap right off the bat, they might be distracted. Now, just as importantly, I had to trust my guards next to me because more often than not, particularly if there was a nose guard, we were going to be double teaming. And a double team is only as strong as the weakest member of that double team. So, you know, each one of you roughly is taking half of that person, right? And you also have to know that both sides of the double team have to know, okay, if somebody comes to the outside and they're going to be completely unblocked, I'm going to have to leave this double team. So you've got to trust the member of that double team to not only help you do that job, but also do it in such a way that if they have to leave you to block somebody else, that you can still handle that guy by yourself. So at its core on the football field, that's a big component of competence. You've got to believe in their ability not to just perform their job adequately, but in such a way that you're going to continue to be able to do your job. It's not just mastering technical expertise, but that's a huge part of it. You've got to be able to make decisions on the fly. That's problem solving skills and looking to always improve those techniques and processes. Now, apply that to the business world, it's the same thing. Problem solving, learning and improving, building your confidence. If you show competence, your teammates are going to have confidence in you. And if they show it, it's a two-way street. By having that competence, that ability, all the sides of the team are going to be able to rely on each other and to rely on their skills, rely on their dedication, rely on their ability to get the job done. All right. Openness and honesty. Transparency is, that's not just a buzzword. Without transparency, openness, honesty in the workplace, it's hard to have mutual respect. So, leaders, communicate clearly to your team. Team members, communicate clearly up the line, right? That means if you make a mistake, own up to it. If you know something important that's going on that you're the people up, moving up your ladder need to know, share it with them. It's not ratting somebody out. It's doing what's best for the team, for that team dynamic. And it's not easy all the time to be open and honest. But if that honesty is not a two-way street, both up and down that chain, you're not going to develop that trust. You're not going to be able to believe what they say. They're not going to believe what you say. If you don't have this culture of honesty, it's next to impossible for anybody in that chain, in that ladder, to feel that there's any degree of mutual respect. So, caring for others, another key part of trust. Your team members, your leadership, they've got to firmly believe that you care about the mission, you care about getting the job done. A lot goes into that. Active listening, understanding other people's perspective. Sometimes it's putting yourself in their shoes. More often than not, people in a leadership role have done some or all of the jobs that they're supervising, right? So if you're a leader, think back to when you were doing that job. What were the things that you wanted from your leadership in that role? Doing that is going to show the members of your team that you got their back. You know what they're going through because you did it yourself. Show them things that show them behaviors that you are doing everything you can to lift them up, to help build them into stronger team members. If you show that concern, it's putting a human face on everything, right? They've got to know that you're not just some mechanical, mindless automaton, leading the team. They've got to feel connected to you. And how's the best way to do that? Show them that you care, right? Not just lip service. Step up, show up, do it, right? Next part of trust, it's reliability. Leaning back on the competence a little bit, but it goes in slightly different direction. Reliability. They've got to know that you say what you mean what you say. If you say you're going to do something, you are going to do something, or you're going to, knock over the world trying to get it done. It's follow through. The people on your team, the people above you in the ladder, they need to know that you are going to meet deadlines, meet your commitments, stay consistent. Reliability also means maintaining confidentiality with your team members, being appropriate and accountable for your actions. It's not just about doing what you say you're going to do. It's about being so solid in those actions that people are going to consistently depend on you, even in challenging situations, especially in challenging situations, right? Last but not least, um, alignment. Um, it's being on the same page. It's shared values, it's shared vision, it's shared purpose. Um, that's why companies, that's why organizations, that's why departments will have a mission statement of sorts. That's why Jerry Maguire had a mission statement, right? You think Dorothy Boyd would have thrown away her entire life to follow Jerry if she had not completely believed in his mission statement? No, of course not. Um, it's it's feeling aligned in your group's shared goals and personal values. That is, that team culture, that team dynamic, it creates a sense of, and I hate to say this because, don't ever say that, oh, we're a family here, but it's, it fosters that same sort of alignment, um, that same sort of feeling of belonging. Um, Obviously, your family is your family, your work is your work, and they're not the same. They never will be. But you've got to have a feeling of unity, of connection, of collaboration, so y'all can all rally around the same common purpose. I had a job where I've mentioned this guy before. He was the guy who had the Mensa poster on his wall and all of his pictures faced out so you could see them, right? Um, Towards the end, um, we had an unspoken bond in the office that we were going to survive this guy. We were going to all overcome his bad leadership, his toxic traits, and we were going to we were going to overcome, right? Um, and we did. We all outlasted him, right? Um, he he finally irritated the board to a degree where uh, they they said, you know what, you're out of here. You can resign, or we're going to fire you. And he chose to resign, and we all did the Balky and cousin Larry dance of joy at that point. It was a much healthier workplace, but we all came together. We all knew that we knew we had a common enemy, but it was an enemy that we couldn't fight. It was just an enemy that we had to survive, right? That was alignment. That team, we were solid because we all knew that we could come through together. It's the same sort of thing. Look for the opportunities for unity and collaboration with the members of your team. Rally around that common purpose. All of those different components go towards building trust, which is also a 5-letter word, right? So, 5 parts of trust, 5-letter word: competence, openness or honesty, care and concern for others, reliability and alignment. These 5 things together, you're going to have a solid team, and you're going to trust each other up one side and down the other. Without these things, you're just going to be going through the motions. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you will be back again tomorrow. Please give me a like, a follow, and a share, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, it's X, um, Instagram, or even on Audible. This was Audible. Appreciate you much. Thanks for being here. Please join me again tomorrow. Again, give me a like, a follow, and a share. Thank you so much. I'll see you again. And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.